The streets got something to say. The streets got something to say. I've been stumping all around these LA streets today. Niggas just got back to the Thunderdome. Stream room, whatever we gonna call it for today. Now, we finna talk about how to pass this PSI test. That's what it's called. Cause we all need to speak on this shit. PSI, nigga, we finna talk on this shit right now, nigga. Nigga just passed that shit, but before we get to that, man, I'm hoping they pass me for my shooting range. Cause said nigga beginner shooting, I shot all over this motherfucker. But I'm hoping they pass me for that. If all else fails and I gotta retake a shooting range, and so be it, I will do it. But this time, I'll be paying for my shooting range and my hollow points, and I'm gonna have my pay for my own little gun. I'm gonna use a smaller gun to shoot at the target so I can get better aim. Cause I ain't a shooter like that. I think it's my first time shooting, but I hope I pass my shooting range test. I'm trying to figure that shit out. But anyways, let's get on to this PSI shit, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Let's talk about it. Hold on. I gotta put my clothes on too. Yeah, nigga, we outside, nigga. YouTube ain't finna flag me though. I'm a nigga. We good. Where my shorts at? Niggas finna hit the gym too though. Finna hit the gym. It's a good day today. I'm finna hit the gym, nigga. Yeah. I gotta search up how I'm finna work out too though before I hit the gym. I'm finna relax for a brief moment. And then I'm gonna hit the gym. Matter of fact, I'm finna put on my whole gym outfit right now. Fuck it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Lost my shirt. I lost out on my shirt that I took to the gym. I lost out on my shit. So look, before I went to the I took my psych test. We're gonna call it the PSI. They call it the psych test too, but niggas took their PSI test in Carson. So look, I smashed down in Carson, right? After I did all my interviews and shit. Let's talk about the PSI before I talk about all the other bullshit. So look, this is how you gonna pass your PSI test, the psych test, to carry a firearm. All right. If you wanna like get your firearms permit, and take the firearms training for security, you gotta pass your psych test. That's the most important test you must pass to be able to carry a firearm, and you get your firearm permit for the job, and you'll be able to carry on the job. Like I said, because it don't matter if you go through all the training for the firearm shit. If you do not pass your psych test, they're not giving you a firearms permit. What up, Brenda? So this is how you gonna pass it. I'm gonna try to do my best to try to remember everything I went through in that room. So look, I push the Carson, right. I go up them stairs. I go in the room, and people was in there taking tests. They test for everything up in there in that room. But what they do is, so you can't bring nothing in the room. So you gotta do your best. You gotta do the best you can to prepare for the test, because they're gonna tell you they're gonna tell you to put your phone away, all that. Like, you can't take nothing in that room. They're gonna strip you. They're gonna make sure you ain't carrying shit up in there, man. So you go up in there, you start taking the test, right? I'm like, all right. So I'm trying to see how they gonna play it. But before I went up in there, I kind of studied on how they gonna play it. Cause look, you can't go in there with a mind like, I'm finna tell them everything about me. No, you cannot go in there thinking about it as like, you can't think too personal. It's nothing personal, nigga. It's just business. You going there on some business shit. You feel me? Where it's like, I'm not going in there too personal. I'm going there on some shit like, they finna test me, and I'm gonna make sure I think of this test as they tested me. I'm gonna think of this test as I want to be around people. All right. Remember, this test is to trick you. This test is to make sure you don't get your firearms permit if you go in there thinking about it too personal. All right? Because the questions is not even related to your job. All right? That's the tricky part too. They're not relating to your job. It's more about how you respond to the public. The questions, bro, the questions I saw, all of us have those in us personally. We all don't want to be around people. We all have personal issues within ourselves. We do. We are stressed out. We go through depression. We don't want to be around everybody. We we get irritated at jobs. Yes, that's true. But when you go in there and you start answering these questions, you can't tell them that shit. All right? Everything I just told you, you cannot tell them. You cannot tell them you're stressed. You cannot tell them you don't want to be around people. All right? You cannot tell them that the job irritates you or whatever it is. You cannot tell them that um you got a short fuse and you ready to snap. You know, certain questions like that. You can't tell them that shit, bro. All right? I'm trying to put you on game so you can pass this PSI test. So, because if you fail, it's 180 days to go back to take it. This test is very important for anybody out there that's looking to take this test and want to make more money when they get their jobs. So, you must tell them you want to be around people. You must tell them nothing bothers you. All right? Don't nothing bother you in this world and you want to be around people and you got to tell them like my friend or whoever can say fuck shit to me and I'm the happiest person in the world. It don't bother me. So, you got to tell these people that nothing bothers you and you like to be around people. That's the main thing. And also, there are other questions that don't relate to that, and you got to answer it to your best ability as well. The best advice that I can give you is like 100 and some questions, and don't answer it too fast. You on a time limit too, because they're gonna clock you for an hour. I didn't rush. When I answered all the questions, before I clicked next, I went back up, reread the question, and made sure that this is what I'm pushing before I went on to the next slide for the next questions. It's 100 and some questions, and they gonna test you, and you gotta come in there headstrong thinking like, okay, I'm being tested. You know you're being tested, cause you finna carry a gun. So it's like they testing you, bro. And it's like, okay, think of it as a test. Think of it as I'm going to answer this to the best of my. I'm going to answer these questions to the best of my ability, and I'm not going to let them trick me out my position. I'm not going to let these niggas trick me, bro, because they're trying to trick you too. And it's like, okay, yes, you want to be in the public. Yes, you want to be around the public. What's one of them questions? They're like, if your friends go out and party, you going with them? You want to live it up with them, right? Yes, you do. Like, you really gotta answer these questions as in the best way I could put it is like this. Um, oh wait, what's one of them? Like, you don't want to be alone. We all want to be alone every once in a while in our life, but no, you don't want to be alone. You want to be around people. You want to be around your friends. You want to make new friends. You want to be you want to be a person that wants to be around people. So what I'm telling you right now is how you gonna pass this test. When you go in there, you tell yourself, I want to be around people. I want to be friends with people. I don't want to be alone at all. And that's how you gonna pass. That's the best advice I can give you because it's hard for me to retract all the questions. It's hard for me to like retrace all these questions they asked me. But you got to go in there headstrong and thinking like that. And remember, your job is around the public. Also think like that. My job relates around the public. So, so that's my advice on the PSI test. If you don't believe I passed it, let me show you the proof. Cause people be thinking niggas be lying on here. I push and caution. Look at that. California BSI shit. What does it say? Congratulations. You have demonstrated that you possess appropriate judgment, restraint, and self-control for purpose of carrying and using firearm during the course of your security guard duties. Look at that. All right. Yep, I passed. That means I passed the motherfucking test. Everybody that went up in there didn't pass though. Not to put everybody down, but I know everybody didn't pass. Because without the knowledge, you gonna fail. And that's on mamas. You're gonna fail without that knowledge, or you're gonna fail if you're not book smart, if you're not a nerd, if your brain cells ain't smart enough, you will fail that test. And I'm not the smartest person in the room. Before I took my psych test in training, we went over a few things. Even when we went over a few things in the training class, I was still like, damn, I don't get this shit. But I remember I kept asking. I asked the security. I mean, before I went up in that test room, right? I was on a train, and I hit up the security guard, black nigga. I was like, hey, what's up, bro? I'm like, you took the psych test? He like, yeah. I'm like, any advice on it? He like, look, bro, they gonna try to trick you. Just gotta like, you don't want to be alone, or you want to be around people, bro. Like that's my best advice to you. Always remember, you like to be around people, and no, you don't want to be alone. It get tricky up in there, but my best advice is make sure you tell them you like to be around people, bro. I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, I do security. I do want to be around people. Like, you gotta understand, you carrying a fucking firearm, and this is their way of how to. Even look, if you fail, then if you fail the test, it tells them that you're not mentally able to carry a gun. That's what it's gonna tell them. All right, and I'm not trying to say that you're not mentally well. I'm not trying to say you're crazy because you can fail a test. That doesn't mean you're crazy. That doesn't mean you're mentally well. It doesn't mean you're incapable of carrying a firearm. None of that means it. All it means is you didn't pass their test, and it tells them that they won't put the firearm in your hand. All right. Look. This test was made 6 years ago because it was too many cop shootings. It was too many security guard shootings. So with all that being done in the United States, they had to make a test to try to stop people from getting firearms permits. Stop people from getting firearm permits. Stop people from getting hired. You have a firearm permit. You got to take this test as a police officer too, but I'm sure their test is more harder as well. Um, that is the test. All right, that's my best advice I can give you guys. All right, again, what I say, you don't like to be alone. You like to be around people. All right, when you go on that test room, you tell that test like, I want to be around people. All right, I like to make new friends. All right, that's my best advice I can give you. So when you answer those questions, you answer them to the best of your ability, and you say you want to be around people. Because when they ask you those questions, you gotta say you want to be around people. That's the main shit. A lot of those questions are very tricky. Answer them to your best of your ability, but don't fail yourself. Don't think of it too personal. Do not go in there thinking like, man, I'm finna get real personal with these people and tell them my personal life. Don't do that shit. All right? Do not go in there trying to tell these people like, man, I'm finna tell them everything about me. No, 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 no. No, if you really want to pass this test, you want to make more money in the job field, bro. Like, do you not understand that I'm really finna start making money, nigga? Like, top notch money. More money than I ever made in my fucking life, even though I'm still broke on a broke end, cuz. But niggas still out here stepping, and we still gonna keep pushing and making this money. Like, you you gotta go in that test room and say, like, you gotta lie, bro. You have to lie. You want to pass, right? So you better lie to these people, all right? And no, you don't want to be alone. You want to be around people. That's the best advice I can say. You like to be around people. You like to make new friends, all right? That's my best advice I can give you. And a lot of the questions are gonna relate to that. A lot of the questions are gonna relate to other shit. But you gotta answer them to the best of your ability. And don't tell them you want to be alone. The goal is to be a human that is that is that like nothing bothers you. All right, someone can walk up to you and say, "You's a bitch," and you like to, and you still want to be happy. You still excited. You still want to be around them. All right, like this is what they're. This is these are the type of questions that's going to come at you, and you can't take it personal. All right, and that's how it's gonna go. And I showed y'all I passed. I even showed y'all the paper. I showed y'all the paper. The nigga got it, bro. So we on our way. The only thing I'm worried about is my shooting range test. Because if they do test us for the shooting range, I don't know how that's going to pan out. I mean, we going to see tomorrow. I'm going to make some calls. I'm finna go talk to Jesse about the shooting range and see if my shooting range is okay. If not, then I'll retake my shooting range whenever I get some money up and, go to the shooting range and reshoot. But the most important thing is done. The psych test is done. So, man, I'm on my way, man. I'm proud of myself. I'm excited. I was really excited when I passed. I remember I seen this big booty bitch. I don't think she passed, and I'm like, all right, so let me give her some advice. But um, when she left out the room, the lady called me up in the chair to give me my test paper, and it took some time before she gave it to me. Once she told me I passed, I'm like, all right, I'm finna race down. I'm finna go downstairs and tell this big booty bitch, this ebony bitch, like how to pass this test. Give her some knowledge on when she come back. But unfortunately, when I got downstairs and went outside, she was gone. I mean, it was like she disappeared type shit. Like that bitch got gone. That bitch got on. And I was like, damn, she left so fast. Like I wasn't even in the room that long before the lady gave me my shit. But it is what it is. I'll put this video out because I want to give the best advice I can give to people that are on their way to become security guards and they want to get more training in security and they want to carry a firearm to make more money. You're gonna need that knowledge, all right? You're gonna need to know things before you go into shit, to help you. If you are brain smart and you are book smart and you gotta you just your brain is real vicious and you just know shit, then all right, you good to go. But everybody ain't got it like that. So that's my take on that. Niggas finna go to the gym. I'm finna get up in the gym. Not right now. Just relax for a bit before I go. But yeah, that's my take on this for this film. Thanks for joining. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel like always. Always like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna catch y'all back the next one. And I'm proud of myself because I achieved something today. I get to make more money now in the field that I'm in. All right. So that's a good thing, guys. Like all I want to do is just make more money, man. That's it. That's it. I just want to make more money, better my life. All right. Catch y'all back the next one. Signing out.